signal means either it is amplitude, frequency, or phase. So if amplitude of a higher frequency signal is varied according with the modulating signal, it is known as amplitude modulation. So here you can see AC cos 2 pi FCT. This is a carrier signal. It's a carrier signal. Carrier signal, which is a high frequency signal. So AC cos 2 pi FCT is a carrier signal. That means a high frequency signal. And this is a modulating signal, which is a message signal, and that will be a lower frequency signal. Usually this FC will be very much greater than FM. So amplitude in the for amplitude modulation, this AC, this amplitude of the carrier will be modulated. The maximum amplitude of the carrier will be varying according with the message signal. So AM, the amplitude of the carrier wave is varied linearly with the message signal M of t. So that is amplitude modulation. And the amplitude modulation, see, a standard, there can be different interpretations for an amplitude modulated wave depending upon the frequency content of the modulated wave. But first, let us start with the standard AM. Okay, standard amplitude modulated signal means a modulated signal will look like this. See, you had a carrier AC cos 2 pi FCT, and now I am saying the maximum amplitude. Now this will be the maximum amplitude for cos 2 pi FCT, the coefficient for cos 2 pi FCT. So that, see, it is varying according with the modulating signal, the amplitude part. AC cos 2 pi FCT was my carrier signal C of t was AC cos 2 pi FCT. And now this part is getting modulated and it is becoming AC into 1 plus Ka into M of t. So that Ka term is known as amplitude sensitivity of the modulator. And the envelope of AM wave, this AC into 1 plus Ka into M of t, this is known as the envelope of an amplitude modulated wave. Okay. So the figure will look like this. See, this is my message signal M of t. Can you see the pointer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is a message signal. See, you can see this is a lower frequency signal. This is a carrier signal, higher frequency signal. And see the maximum amplitude. It was just AC. This value was AC. And now this is AC into, at any instant, the value will be AC into 1 plus Ka into M of t. So here will be the maximum value. This maximum value will happen when this part is maximum, and when this is minimum, it will be AC into 1 plus. When message signal is minimum, this will be subtracted from the carrier amplitude. AC into 1 minus, it will become. So it is less. So this is the maximum and minimum. This will be the, and this part, this is the envelope. See this this dotted line is the envelope.
Ma'am, could you repeat what Ka was?
Ka is a parameter which is known as the amplitude sensitivity of a detector. Or means it's like proportionately how it will, see, depending upon this Ka, this envelope can reach here also. Okay, are you getting it? See, the modulated wave can look like this also. Okay, can you understand that?
So that depends on K, right?
Yes. So this Ka will influence a parameter known as modulation index. It is not directly equal to modulation index, but modulation index is also known as depth of modulation. So this is not an this is an under modulated wave. This is just modulated, perfect modulation. And if it is over modulated, what happens? See, this is a scenario. So this is a message signal M of t. This is M of t. This is C of t. And this is modulated wave. When Ka into M of t is less than 1, the percentage modulation will be less than 100. And it will be, the modulation index will be, see, less than 1. And here, when KAMT parameter is greater than 1, that means percentage of modulation is greater than 100. See, this is over modulated. This scenario is known as over modulated. And this is under modulated. This was the perfect case. See, this one is perfectly modulated. Okay.
Ma'am, could you go through that once again? Your voice broke a bit.
So this Ka, he asked me what is the significance of this Ka? What is it? So we call it amplitude sensitivity of a modulator, and I am telling that this Ka will be influencing a parameter known as modulation index. This modulation index is a very important term with respect to modulation, and that modulation index determines the depth of modulation. The depth of modulation, I am telling you, there can be 3 ways. One is, this is a perfectly modulated wave. See, the maximum amplitude, you can have the envelope. See this. See, finally, after modulation and at the recovery part, you should be able to get this envelope back. The envelope of this modulated wave is what? Nothing but your message signal. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in our you have modulators which will make the wave. You have a message wave like this. You have a carrier signal. You have modulator, some devices which will make, giving this as input, this and this to it, you will get this wave. And at the detector side, I mean at the receiver, this to recover the signal, the final task of a detector is finding out this envelope. Somehow, using some technique, get this envelope of this modulated signal, and that envelope will be nothing but the message signal. So what happens? In this case, you can recover the envelope back. In this case also, the envelope can be recovered back. But in this case, see, the envelope is getting distorted, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. So in the case of under modulation, the message expands in a sense, as in some of the amplitudes or some of the crests will be higher, some of them will be lower, something like that.
No. Under modulated, see this envelope. See, this is the envelope. That envelope is perfectly visible, right? And you can recover it back at the receiver side. But whereas in this case, over modulated case, see the message, this is your message signal. This, if over modulated with the using on the carrier, it goes like this. See, this is my message signal. Now,
ma'am, Ka times M of t is mu, is it? Modulation index, is it?
The yeah, modulation index. You can Ka times Am, or the A MT directly you cannot say. Ka times Am is that means maximum amplitude of the message signal is the modulation index. So the modulation index or the percentage of modulation should not be greater than 100. Percentage modulation can be less than or equal to 100 for the proper recovery of the signal. See, if it is over modulated, it is getting distorted. The message signal is getting distorted, and you need, it is not that it is impossible, but you need some other extra techniques or some more efficient modulate detectors to detect it. So it is not preferable. We always want our modulation index or percentage of modulation to be less than or equal to 100. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So see, this is in an over-modulated case. The envelope of the message signal is getting distorted and the carrier is experiencing phase reversal. Okay, this is just a point to note for an over-modulated signal. For efficient recovery of the message signal, once you are modulating a signal, for the efficient recovery, percentage of modulation should be always less than or equal to 100. And as I said before, the message signal frequency should be very less compared to the carrier frequency. Or carrier frequency should be a very high value. So this is an example, m of t. You have a message signal, m of t, which is cos 2 pi fmt. S of t. Your signal is AC into 1 plus mu cos 2 pi fmt into cos 2 pi fct. So this is my modulated signal, S of t, modulated signal. This is a modulating signal. And you have a modulation factor, Ka into Am. Mu should be less than or equal to 1 for efficient recovery. So which is the modulation factor or modulation index should be less than 1 for efficient recovery. And A max by A min. See, this part is the modulated signal. This maximum amplitude is A max. This is A min. A max by A min. I'm just finding out the ratio. I got this expression, and mu, the modulation index, you can obtain from this A max and A min following this equation. A max minus A min by A max plus A min. Okay. Is it okay?
So what exactly was the question here? Like, I didn't understand what they were asking.
It is not a question. I was just explaining the case of modulation. See, you have a modulating signal, AM cos 2 pi fmt, S of t is a modulated signal. It has this particular form, and the modulation index, the expression for that will be A max minus A min by A max plus A min.
Ma'am, could you once just show how Km and mu are related?
Ka into Am is mu. See here what I had in previous expression, what it was, 1 plus Ka into M of t, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So M of t is what? Am cos 2 pi fmt.
Ma'am, can you go back to the previous slide once?
Modulation index is also defined as AM by AC, right?
In some cases, you cannot take it as a standard definition, but it satisfies that for in most of the cases.
Okay, so the formal definition is Ka times AM, or is it?
Yes, it is Ka times Am.
Okay.
Okay, so now this signal S of t equal to 1 plus mu cos 2 pi fmt into cos 2 pi fct. That I am going to expand. Okay, so that expansion AC into cos 2 pi fct plus half mu AC into cos 2 pi fc plus fmt and half mu AC into cos 2 pi fc minus fmt. So we are getting, so basically to the modulator we are giving only two signals, two frequencies, FM and FC, and to the modulator I am giving to the modulator. And what are the outputs coming? You are having an FC component, C, AC cos 2 pi FCT, and FC plus FM and FC minus FM. So you are getting input to the modulator is two frequencies, FMT and FM and FC. And from the once the modulator output comes, you are analyzing the frequency components in of the output. You are having three components: FC, FC plus FM, and FC minus FM. Okay. Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So this same thing, this is S of t in the time domain, and S of t I am going to convert to frequency domain, SF. And that will be, see, these are the impulses. Each of these cos terms are becoming impulses. And how these cos terms are becoming impulses, you know, cos is written as e to the power j theta plus e to the power minus j theta by 2, and e to the power j theta, and hence, like that, applying that, you are getting these frequency components. And this is a spectrum. See, M of F. This is a message signal spectrum of message. M of T. This is the spectrum for C of T. And this is the spectrum for the modulated signal. See, I gave I had only two frequencies, FM and FC, but output I have three frequencies, FC, FC plus FM, and FC minus FM. And where is my direct FM component is not seen at all. The information about the message signal lies in the difference between FC and FC minus FM. Getting the point? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
The difference between this, once you are getting the modulated signal, if you can find out the bandwidth of my output signal will be twice that of the message signal, 2FM. So the information about the frequency, once you are having a modulated signal, how to get the information about the frequency of the original message signal, you have to analyze the bandwidth of the modulated signal, and the total bandwidth by 2 will be giving you the information about the message signal frequency. So here the carrier analyzing, and here one more thing, the carrier will have a higher power. Power is half AC square upper side frequency. And how I wrote this expression? See, from this expression, see, AC cos 2 pi FCT, the power is half AC square. This one 1 by 8 mu AC square, and here also 1 by 8. So each of the side bands, see, upper side frequency power, upper side band will be having a power 1 by 8 mu square AC square. Lower side band is having a power 1 by 8 mu square AC square, and carrier power is half AC square. So that is about the power distribution. Next, generation of amplitude modulated.
Could you please go back to the spectrum slide once?
Tell me.
I just want to see the diagram once. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just 1 second.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, will you share these notes?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm not able to write.
No need. I'll be sharing.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So now, one more thing. This is for a single tone modulation. See, this is for a single tone. That means message signal consists of only one frequency, which is FMT. FM. Or not FMT, FM. Okay. So if it is, the signal is having a bandwidth message. If message signal, suppose the spectrum for the message signal is like this. Earlier case, I told you my message signal had a spectrum like this. This is at FM. This is at minus FM. This is 0 axis. Okay, this is at 0. Nothing is there. This is not any arrow. So this was my message signal spectrum, FM. Now I am telling that my message signal spectrum is varying from say 0 to minus FM to FM. See, I have a bandwidth. It is not a single tone. This signal was single tone, single frequency. And I had a carrier, say here I have an impulse FC and minus FC, is a mirror image. And my modulated signal have the spectrum like this. This is minus FC. I have two components. This is 0 value. This is FC. This is minus FC. This is FC plus FM. FC minus FM. This is minus FC plus FM. Minus FC minus FM. Okay. So if my message spectrum looks like this, I have a message spectrum like this and I have a carrier spectrum like this, same as the previous one. FC minus FC and here 0. How will be my modulated spectrum? S of F. This is C of F. This is M of F. How will be my modulated spectrum? Any idea?
I'm the origin of message spectrum. We copy paste it on minus FC and plus FC.
Exactly. So here I have an impulse FC. See, this spectrum will be shifted to FC and minus FC. This will be my spectrum. And this part will be known as upper sideband. And this part will be known as lower sideband. Okay, so for single tone, single frequency, the spectrum will be looking like this. And for a message signal with a bandwidth from 0 to FM, the spectrum, modulated signal spectrum will look like this.
Excuse me, ma'am. So basically this copy pasting thing is we have done convolution. Yes. So the process that we used to do this is convolution, right?
Not convolution.
We take M of F and C of F and we convolve them and we get S of F.
Okay, like that. Yeah, yes. Because in the see, this is the thing. See, when this is product, of course, in the frequency domain, it will be convolution of their spectrums. So like that way, yes, it's convolution.
Okay, that was what I was checking. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So next, going ahead with the generation of AM. Basically, there are two modulators, square law modulator and switching modulator for the generation of AM waves. And first one, square law modulator. The circuit diagram looks like this. You have you are giving the AC cos 2 pi FCTM carrier signal and message signal to a non-linear device. To any non-linear device, selected device, you will be giving the input as the sum of AC cos 2 pi FCT and M of t, and that will be my V1t, the voltage across at the input of the input, the voltage is V1t. At the output of the nonlinear device, you have voltage V2t. And then here you have a band pass filter, which is tuned to FC. So this is the basic circuit diagram. And V2t, that means after the square law, how that nonlinear device is performing is V2t will be a scaled version of V1t plus a scaled version of V1t square. So this will be my output V2t, A1 V1t plus A2 V1 square t. So my input is summation of carrier and message signal, that is this one. So just applying it mathematically, V2t as A1 V1t plus A2 V1 square t, you are getting this expression. And passing through the filter, this part alone, the initial part of this alone, we are selecting, and that is your AM wave. So here you are getting this output here will be an AM wave, and how it is V1, you have V2, V2 and V1, the relationship is shown here. Mathematically, you are applying that V1 expression to the V2 and generating, you are getting the AM wave. Okay.
Ma'am, could you repeat it once? I missed it a bit. I did not.
See, this is the expression, nonlinear device. The expression is whatever given voltage you are giving to the nonlinear device, the device output will be A1 V1t plus A2 V1 square t. Okay. This part, this will be the expression for the nonlinear device. This part is taken care by the nonlinear device. Input-output relationship of a nonlinear device is as shown. V2t is A1 V1t plus A2 V1 square t. So V1, you know, it is the summation of carrier and message signal. See, you are adding those two together, carrier signal and message signal, and that is my V1t. And substituting it over here and expanding, you are getting AM wave plus these components, extra components, and those components are removed by this filter over here. See, this filter part over here removes those things. And here the modulation Ka, that parameter will be 2A2 by A1. So that is the square law modulator.
Okay, so ma'am, basically the V1 is the addition of the message signal and the carrier signal, which is then put to the nonlinear device, which gives the expression, and we only take whatever part we require from it and just
filter out. We filter out it, and this A1 V1t plus A2 V1 square t, that is
that's a system function. So that will
not system function.
For the nonlinear device.
Input output relationship.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, this can be a diode. See, you can say this diode gives an expression like this, right? When you are expanding that diode equation, you are getting the input-output relation like this. So that can be a diode also, or any other nonlinear device.
Okay, understood. Sorry, understood.
Yeah. Any other doubt?
Could you show that diagram again? Ma'am, where do we filter out those extra terms?
This is a filter. This part. This is a band pass filter.
So this diagram, the output of this that transformer goes to the band pass filter.
No, this system altogether is a filter.
Okay.
Tuned filter. You can tune it to whatever frequency you want to, you tune it to a certain frequency. LC filters. Okay, next is switching modulator. And this is a diagram for a switching modulator. Here, see, for the square law modulator, this diode, nonlinear device or whatever, if you are using a diode, that diode you were using it as a non-linear device which is having non-linear input output characteristics. But in this switching modulator, you are going to use circuit is similar except for the filter part. You are going to use a diode. But here diode is not used as a non-linear device, but it is used as a switch. We assume that it is having that proper switch nature. So what happens? This you have the carrier signal, and when the C of t, the carrier signal, when the C of t is greater than 0, diode is on, diode conducts. Okay, and when C of t is less than 0, diode off, or it is reverse biased. So that way, so whenever C of t is positive, diode conducts, and those times message signal will be passed to the resistor. That means here V2T. See, V2T will be equal to V1T for the carrier signal greater than 0 and 0 for the carrier signal less than 0. C of t less than 0. For the negative part of the carrier signal, V2T output will be 0, and for positive part, V2T will be giving you the exact input as the V1T. This input as such. So V2T is approximately like AC cos, the same V1T into a GPT. And what is GPT? It is a square wave. See, for certain duration on, for certain duration off. So this two multiplied, you can approximate the result as a product of GPT and the signal, where GPT is a square wave.
Ma'am, could you go back once? Okay, so now since
these are
V2
the diode on times. So these are diode on times.
Yes, ma'am. So since the diode is only on for like half of the cycle, aren't we losing aren't we losing the message? Aren't we losing part of the message?
Let us see whether we can get it or not. So GPT being a square wave in that form, we are making it the Fourier expansion of it. Okay, it's a periodic pulse train. We are getting the expression Fourier expansion of it, and GPT, the expansion is giving like 1/2 plus. So this expression you can find it out mathematically. This is a Fourier series expansion for GPT. Fourier series of GPT. Okay, that square wave, whichever you show so in the earlier slide. So this is the Fourier series expansion, and so this is my GPT. Let us see multiplying those two. So this term AC cos 2 pi FCT plus M of t into this Fourier series expansion, you are getting an expression like this. AC by 2. Isn't it similar to the modulated AM expression?
So again, ma'am, in the end, the unwanted terms are filtered out.
Yeah, we need a filter. We need a filter. This is just a modulator. We have to attach a filter.
I'm going to go to the previous slide once.
So next is detection of AM waves. So detection. So the previous part was modulation. So you have a message signal, you have a carrier signal. Through what circuit, if you are passing those two signals, you are going to get the modulated signal. So that was the solution for that was the previous answers. One is square law and switching modulator. Okay, you have a message signal, you have a carrier signal, you need to pass it through some circuit to get the modulated signal. So what is that circuit? You can either use square law or switching modulator. So next is detection. So in this part, what you are going to discuss is you already have a modulated signal. From that, you need to recover your message signal back. The purpose itself for you to do the modulation was making it noise immune and making it more antenna, reduce the size of antenna, etc., etc. So those were our requirements for modulating itself. And after modulating, you got the modulated signal. So you used either of those two circuits, you got the modulated signal, and now you have to detect it back. You have to get the message signal back. So for that, what you are going to do? What all are the circuits?
Ma'am, detection basically means that we are demodulating the wave route, right?
Yeah, yes.
The circuit for demodulation.
Yes, circuit for demodulation. Detection. Other term for detection is demodulation. Detection or demodulation. Or demodulation. So you have to again two circuits, square law detector and envelope detector. And square law detector, it is actually same as square law modulator itself. Diode, you are passing it through a nonlinear device. The expression is the same. See, V2T. Output of that is A1 V1T plus A2 V1 square T. V1T here, input is a modulated signal. So same, you are passing that this is my modulated signal which I received at, and that I am passing through the nonlinear device. And here you can see expanding it with that expression A1 V1 square plus A2 V2 square. You expanded it and see somewhere you can see a component 2Ka into M of T, a scaled version. Half A2 AC square into 2Ka M of T. So this part you need to extract out. So that same device, square law, whatever you used as modulated, through the same device, you are passing it and passing through a low pass filter, you are going to get the message signal back. Okay. It seems odd, but it is true. Square law detector and square law modulator are the same device, or can be the same device. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it okay?
Can you repeat this once?
See, first we were going through modulators. We studied two circuits for the generation of AM. One is square law modulator, which has the circuit like this, V1 T, and here square law modulator and a band pass filter. Your input signal is message signal and AC cos 2 pi FCT, carrier signal and message signal to a nonlinear device and passing it through a band pass filter. We proved that you can get the AM wave. See, you were able to get the expression for AM wave or get the modulated signal. Now we are learning the detector part. Detection of AM waves, two methods or two circuits you are learning. One is square law detector and one is envelope detector. And I am telling here the square law detector is same as the square law modulator itself. But see, this is the same expression. Input to that square law detector is earlier this V1 was earlier that V1 in the modulator, the V1 was summation of message and carrier signal. But for time's sake, when you are using square law detector, square law modulator, that same circuit as a detector, the input V1 is the modulated signal. Okay, at the receiver side, you are using the same circuit square law detector. And this is my input. And V2 is A1 into this V1T plus that A2 square, V2 square. And I am getting the same. See, I have a component Ka into M of T and I am extracting it using some low pass filter and I will be getting the message signal back. Okay, so that is a square law detector. Then next is envelope detector. The basic circuit for envelope detector is this. See, I am giving you the input AM. Input AM. I have a capacitor. I have a resistor. Through the diode, I'll be passing the input. And now this is envelope detector. Why envelope? See, this is the envelope. This is my carrier, and this is my modulated. This is my modulated signal. Okay, carrier signal getting modulated. This envelope, if I recover back, that is nothing but my message signal. This will be my message signal. So this envelope, how to recover? That is my question. And the answer is envelope detector. And this envelope detector recovers the message signal back. How? How that works? I'm trying.
So, ma'am, that happens via capacitor charging to the peak value and then the charge and discharging once the opposite polarity is set in, right?
Yes, yes. What happens? See, this is my circuit. When diode is on, this diode, when it is on, the capacitor is getting charged. Diode on, capacitor gets charged. When diode is off, capacitor gets discharged. So when will the diode gets on? During the positive peak of carrier. So during this time, when carrier is applied, voltage across the capacitor goes here, see it reaches this point. Capacitor gets charged. So the capacitor gets charged and then again see, capacitor gets charged to the maximum value. Then the diode gets to off. Switch, reverse biased. Then what happens? The capacitor charge flows through this resistor and capacitor gets discharged. So this is the discharging time. So once it starts discharging and it reaches some value like this, then again the capacitor, that time it meets the upcoming wave, upcoming peak of carrier. So like this, it goes on. So this will be the kind of charging and discharging which is happening. And we are getting almost the envelope. We are getting it back. Okay, so for that, what happens? What we should do? This RS into C, that is a charging time constant, should be very, very less compared to the carrier frequency FC. That means charging should be fast. Charging of the capacitor should be fast and discharging should be slow. Slow. So in that that way, if you are continuing, you are going to get the envelope back, and the condition will be 1 by Fc, which is greater less than RLC, which is the load resistor, which is less than 1 by W. RLC is the discharging time required for the capacitor. And RSC is the charging time constant for the capacitor. Okay, so this is about envelope detection. Are you okay with it?
What was the omega there?
This W is the message bandwidth.
Okay.
That means charging time should be as fast like a carrier, and the discharging time should be less than that for maximum less compared to the modulating signal, the frequency of the modulating signal. So this is envelope detection. So next is double sideband suppressed carrier. So this, whatever we have dealt till now is standard AM. So the disadvantage of standard AM is that you can see when I wrote the expression, you can relate that this AC, you have a good impulse, high impulse, a strong impulse at FC frequency. And you have single-tone modulation I am speaking about. You have a spectrum like FC, FC plus FM, and FC minus FM. That was your spectrum. The disadvantage of the standard AM is that too much power is wasted in the carrier. If you remember the slide, which you saw, the carrier power was more compared to both the sideband power, and practically this carrier alone doesn't convey any information for us. We need the information at the receiver side. What you want the modulating signal information. It can be either the amplitude and the frequency of the modulating signal or our relevant information. So why unnecessarily sending the carrier? So we need to do something to reduce the carrier power. And then came the solution as the double sideband suppressed carrier, DSBSC.
Ma'am, can you repeat the last point in which you were saying the information is carried on?
Yeah, wait 1 second. Can you see the slides? Can you see the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
See, the standard AM. This was my expression for AM, and I analyzed the power and found out that, see, the carrier power is half from this signal, for this signal, which is my AM signal. You can see that, see, this is AC, the amplitude is AC itself. But for these two signals, you have lesser amplitude. So which part will have more power? This part, right? AC. And writing the expression, see, carrier power, the first component power is half AC square. Upper side frequency is this one, and lower side frequency is this one. And this conveys what? Your this conveys what? The total power for AM. For total power for a standard AM signal will be equal to half AC square plus 1 by 8 mu square AC square plus 1 by 8 mu square AC square. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
So what happens? See, this part is having the maximum power, whereas these two, upper sideband and the lower sideband, gives us, see, the mu term, the modulation index or the percentage of modulation. These terms contain our message signal information. These two has our message signal information. But the power is comparatively less for that. Whereas this carrier signal, it is just a carrier, and what you are going to get an information from this part is just the carrier information. And if for transmitting this AM, you need to invest more power in transmitting this carrier. Okay. Does it seem right? Our information is contained in these side bands, just these two bands. So either one or both transmitting, we can get the message signal, but here we are unnecessarily sending the carrier also. So if we are able to remove this part, we are able to remove this part from the expression for AM, our modulated signal transmitting our modulated signal, we can save some power compared to the standard AM. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
So what to do? So there came the solution. Double sideband suppressed carrier. DSB-SC or modulation. So the previous, this is a type of amplitude modulation only. It's a type of amplitude modulation. It is a type of AM only, but you have suppressed the carrier, no carrier. Only two side bands you are transmitting. So the expression for the signal S of t will be C of t into M of t, which is AC cos 2 pi FCT into M of t. And here the spectrum S of F will be equal to half AC into message signal spectrum. Okay, M of F minus FC plus M of F plus FC. So drawing the spectrum, suppose I have a message spectrum like this, MF 0, here you have FM, here you have minus FM. In your opinion, how will the spectrum look like, DSB-SC?
Ma'am, shouldn't it be the same as before because it's the convolution of these two, right, in frequency domain? So, yeah.
Then what is the difference? For AM, how it was? Was it exactly like this? Exactly like this, except for one impulse signal at the carrier. Except for some impulse.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So, ma'am, basically in DSP-SCB, the carrier frequency also has a range of frequencies. Basically, the carrier signal. Is
Not
that
the range. See, just one impulse. FC was there for AM. DSBSC, that impulse is not seen.
okay? Okay.
That carrier alone you have suppressed. This is the maximum amplitude. So this is the frequency domain representation of DSBSC signal. Exactly, and this is the expression C of t into M of t. And this will be the spectrum. You can get this easily. C of t, both if it is cos terms, cos a half, AC cos 2 pi FCT into AM cos 2 pi FMT. Multiplying together, you are getting the shifted spectrum. So this is the difference. AM you have the. And now generation of DSBSC. As it is a product of two waves, cos and sine, C, S of t. Your aim is S of t is C of t into M of t. As it is a product of two, you have to use a product modulator. So the basic thing is product modulator. You are giving C of t and you are giving M of t and you are getting S of t. So again, the product modulator is of two ways. One is a balanced modulator. So basic circuits, we are going to the basic block diagrams, balanced modulator and a ring modulator. These two are the designs which will be giving you the output as DSBSC. So first balanced modulator. Oscillator. So you are supplying the carrier here, AC cos 2 pi fct, and you are giving the message signal m of t here and minus mt here. Negated mt, minus mt here. So balanced modulator consists of two AM modulators. The input to each of the AM modulator is message signal and the carrier S1T. Here you are getting S2T. And here you have a plus minus. So here S1T will have an expression, see AM. You are balancing two amplitude modulators. So S1T will be an AM, will be giving you an AM output 1 plus K. What happened? Sorry, it is getting stuck. Are you able to see the screen?
Ma'am, we can, but it's something stuck or something.
Yeah, it is stuck.
Hello. Can all of you hear me? Can all of you hear me?
Yes, sir. The volume is a bit low, but we can hear you.
So there will be a quiz during your next class, that is on 18th. Okay. First quiz. Can all of you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Your volume is very low, sir.
Sir, volume is very low.
Can all of you hear me? Yeah,
No.
there will be a quiz. Okay. There will be a quiz next week on 18th of August during your class hours, that is between 3 and 5, maybe for half an hour. Okay. We will share a form with you that you have to fill. Okay. Hello. Hello.
So you're
Okay, sir.
audible. Got it, sir. Yes.
Yeah, you got no. You got informed about it, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Carry on.
Whatever I told went off. So we were discussing about DSB-SC. As I told, the wave expression will be S of t, the signal C of t into M of t. And I showed you the spectrum for DSBSC. This is a message signal M of t, MF, FM minus FM. And the DSBSC signal will have this as spectrum. Same, almost like so this is a spectrum for a DSBSC signal S of F. And now we have a generation of DSBSC. A is?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, sorry.
Same here, ma'am.
Now?
Yes, ma'am. Now we can see.
So
Yes,
this was, I mean, whatever I saved after DSBSC, I feel it all got erased from the PPT. So I just wrote it again. S of T, the DSBSC, a double sideband suppressed carrier. Is AM only a type of AM. Is AM only a type of AM. The spectrum will be looking like this spectrum. Generation of DSBSC. You have two techniques. One is balanced modulator. Another is ring modulator. So the balanced modulator consists of two AM modulators. AM. One AM. Next is another AM modulator. You have message signal M of T as input here, negated M of T as input here, and you are supplying two carriers. Not two carriers here. Oscillator. This is S1T. This is S2T. Here you have the output S of T. So what will be S1T? As you are passing M of T and C of T through a AM, this will be the expression for your first 1 plus Ka into M of T into cos 2 pi FCT. And S2T will be equal to AC into 1 minus Ka into M of T cos 2 pi FCT. Okay, here you are giving minus negated message signal to the second AM generator and positive, the as such message signal as such to the first AM generator, and you have made it into the circuit. So S of T will be the combination S of T. What S of T will be equal to S1T minus S2T. S1T minus S2T, and the result is 2 KAAC into cos 2 pi FCT into M of T. So this will be the balanced modulator. So here the output S of t, whatever you are getting, is a DSB-SC signal, product of DSB-SC signal. So this is one way to generate DSB-SC signal, which is balanced modulator. Next is ring modulator. This is another way to generate a DSB-SC signal. The circuit is here you are getting the modulated wave here, output S of t. Here you are going to give M of t as the input here. So here and you are giving the carrier here. Carrier wave. So here all the diodes are controlled by this carrier wave. So here we are assuming ideal diodes. When the carrier supply is positive, CT greater than 0, suppose carrier supply is positive, that is positive. What happens? Here it is positive, here it is negative. Which all are the diodes which are going to be switched on? These are the outer diodes. This diode 1, this is 2. When carrier is positive, diode 1 and 2 are on. So what happens? During that time, the message signal is getting multiplied. Here, whatever is a message signal, as such it is reaching here. And when this carrier is, say, negative, these diodes 1 and 2 are off and 3 and 4 are on. This is 3, this is 4. See, when here it is positive. So if this is positive, here it is positive, this diode is on, and when this here I am giving this is case 1, okay. Green is case 1, green, case 1. So when here it is positive and here it is negative, this diode 1 is on, diode 2 is this is off. The carrier is positive means here also it is positive. So these two diodes 3 and 4 are off and diodes 3, 4 off, 1, 2 on. And next, when the carrier is negative, carrier, blue. What happens? Diodes 3 and 4 are on and 1 and 2 are off. And this thing can be written as a square wave. C of t will have an expression like 4 by pi. This is again Fourier series representation, n equal to 1 to infinity minus 1 raised to n minus 1 by 2n minus 1. And the ring modulator output S of t will be C of t into M of t. So this one C of t into M of t. So that output you are going to get as a result of the ring modulator. This waveform will be something like this is the message signal. This is a carrier, square wave carrier will be looking like this. The modulated output will be like this.
Ma'am, where did the C of t come from again? I did not follow.
See this carrier here. Carrier wave.
This is just an example of C of t, is it?
Yeah, this is, carrier signal you are giving as, instead of sine or cos, you are giving square wave.
Okay.
And this is the Fourier series expansion of that carrier signal. The same square wave, if you are expanding using Fourier series.
Oh, right.
This is the expression. And this circuit allows you to multiply here because the diodes are getting on and off in each of the cycles. The output you are going to get as C of t into M of t. So that is how you are generating a DSBSC signal either using balanced modulator or ring modulator. And next is last topic for the day. Detection of DSBSC. So detection of DSBSC signal is using coherent detection technique. Any idea what you mean by this coherence?
The phase difference is constant.
Yes. I mean, well, if the phase difference is the same or phase difference is aligned, then the two signals are coherent to each other. So here, V of t. You have a local oscillator signal expression cos 2 pi fct plus phi. This phi term is a phase difference. And this is my S of t. This is my DSBSC signal. So for the detection of the DSBSC signal, you are multiplying the same signal, input DSBSC signal. DSBSC is your input. You are multiplying it with again a local oscillator signal, which is of the same frequency which is used. S of t, what was S of t? S of t is C of t into M of t. So this C of t, whichever is this signal, suppose that is AC cos 2 pi fct. A phase shifted version, if I am just trying to multiply it with a phase shifted version for the carrier of the carrier to my modulated signal S of t. What will be the result? It is AC cos 2 pi fct into M of t into cos 2 pi fct plus phi. And this expanding, you are going to get half AC into this. I'm just directly expanding cos phi into M of t plus half AC into cos of 4 pi fct plus phi into M of t. See, directly this multiplication, when I am expanding, I am going to get this term. If I am removing this, these are higher frequency components. This is high frequency components. I am low pass filtering, pass through LPF. I can get all these things removed and I will have only this component. See, just passing through a multiplier, multiplying with the local oscillator and the modulated signal, what happens? I am getting this part. This is my output and passing it through a low pass filter. This is the output. And so if I am keeping this phi minimum or constant, you are getting the maximum output for the message signal M of t. So the demodulated output V of t will be equal to half AC cos phi into message signal M of t. And the block diagram for the detector is C. S of t is my modulated signal. I am passing it through a product modulator. Inputting a local oscillator. Local oscillator and passing it through low pass filter. My output will be V0t. Local oscillator is applying AC cos 2 pi fct plus phi. So this is my coherent detection from DSBC signal. And why it is coherent? It is called coherent detection. If this phi we are trying to minimize, we are directly getting the maximum message signal output. So this is all about DSBSC and AM. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So any doubts? Any doubts? So what all we have learned today is one AM, expression for AM. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So what
Yes,
all
ma'am.
we learned today is a basic idea about modulation, what it is, and what is the expression for, what do you mean by amplitude modulation, what is the expression for it, and the spectrum. So you had for amplitude modulating amplitude signal, you gave an input of FM modulating signal and a carrier signal, and in the spectrum you had three frequency components: FC, FC plus FM, and FC minus FM. So, and the power for each part of AM. So altogether, the total power required to transmit an AM signal was so and so, that expression you saw early. So in order to conserve power, you went ahead to a different technique, DSB-SC, in which the carrier part is suppressed and then we are sending the signal. So that is DSB-SC, double sideband suppressed carrier. And in AM, we learned about two detection techniques and two modulator circuits. And then DSB-SC, how you generated DSB-SC signal and how you detected it and the spectrum of it. So these were the points discussed in today's class. Just process through it. I'll send the slides. And any other queries, anything to be discussed? Anything? If not, shall we leave? Yuvraj, Dhruv, Tanish, Ayush.
Yes, ma'am.
Any points to be discussed again?
No, ma'am. Everything was clear.
Okay, then shall we wind up? Sir, as sir said, there will be an assignment on the next class. So be prepared for it. We have completed till what lecture? DSB-SC. Okay then. Bye bye. We will wind up.
Assignment will be during class hours itself.
Yes.
Okay. So the class will start normally at 3 o'clock. It won't
Yes.
start early or it won't continue. Okay. Thank you,
No,
ma'am.
no. Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank